Hi, welcome back to Your Guide to Outside. My name's Cecilia Lancaster.
I'm Gary Lancaster.
Before we get started, I just wanted to remind you to like and subscribe down below and also turn on those notifications so that you know when we post in the future.
Hey, today's video is all about the bear essentials. If you're a new hunter or if you haven't ever done any hunting and thought, well, I wonder how you get started, then this video is for you. We're going to talk about the bear essentials to get started hunting.
And you can find all of this stuff that we're going to talk about today at either thrift stores, pawn shops, places like Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, or even talk to some of your friends. I know a lot of our friends and even us are really willing to help people out.
Hey, so the first thing you're going to need is some sort of weapon, whether that be a bow or a rifle. You're going to need to decide what kind of weapon you're wanting to use. We hunt bow season because in Missouri the bow season goes from September 15th all the way to January 15th. So it's a pretty long season. And then where rifle season only lasts about 10 days. We hunt a lot of public ground, and during bow season there's not near as much hunting pressure as there is on public ground during rifle season. So I hunt with a compound bow. I bought this at Cabela's about 15 years ago. Gave $130 for the entire package. Came with sights, an arrow rest, the bow quiver. And then since then, I probably hunted about 5 years, and then I upgraded by adding a rangefinder that mounts right to it. It's a Loophole Vendetta. These are really great. It was about $250. But you don't need that right away. Just a basic bow is fine. When I first started, I would just take a rope out that had knots at 10, 20, and 30 yards. And then I would get some flagging tape. It's just a little spool of fluorescent orange tape that you can tie to things. And I'd just make it from my tree. I would just go in a circle and make a path at 10 and make marks. And so that when they came into that, I knew how far away they were, and it works great.
Yeah, and then the weapon that I hunt with during archery season is a crossbow. I chose the crossbow because I'm not really, I don't have the strength to pull a bow back really. So this is a really good alternative to that. This crossbow was about $200 at Academy Sports. We chose it because first of all, it was just a good bow for the money, and then it has a adjustable bump stock. So I was sharing it with my brother, and he's a little taller than I am, and so this was super useful for both of us to be able to use it. We bought this open sights, just this open sight from Shields. It was about $20. It's super useful. There's no magnification, so you can look right through it and just see what you're looking at.
And the other thing is a gun. So if you decide to do some rifle hunting, you're going to need a gun. Guns are going to range you probably $600 to $1,000, depending on what caliber you get. Your caliber would depend on what you want to hunt, whether you're wanting to hunt whitetail and antelope, or you're wanting to hunt moose and bear. You're going to need a bigger caliber for the larger game. And you want to spend at least $200 on a scope. I know they make some cheaper scopes than that, but you're going to get what you paid for on that. So make sure you spend at least a couple $100 on a scope.
Yeah, and then probably the next thing you're going to need is some camos. These are Dad's camos, and it's just a lightweight jumpsuit. I think he's had these for about 10 years.
15.
They have definitely been worn a little bit. There's some holes, they've got some patches in them, but they're still useful. And then I bought these at a thrift store, and they're just a lightweight cover that's going to break up the pattern, and so there's no solid colors, and these will be really good for layering. I'll put a base layer on and then put this on when it gets a little colder outside. Another thing to go with your camos is going to be some scent control. Every year around hunting season, we wash everything with a scent control detergent. We dry it with a scent control dryer sheet, and then we put it in a tub to seal it from all all the scents from the house, like anything cooking, perfumes, all that kind of stuff, just to keep it nice and scentless. And if you don't have a tub, don't worry about it. A trash bag works just as good. Throw in that dryer sheet and you are good to go. And then when we get to the stand, we take out our camos from the trash bag or the tub that we keep them in. We spray them down with the scent spray. And then we go into our stand and we hunt. And then we come out, spray them down again, put them back into whatever we're storing them, trash bag or tub, and we take them home.
I picked this up at Walmart. I think it was under $20, and I just went in there for some spray, but saw this, and it was just like a couple bucks more, and I think I was about out of laundry detergent. Yeah. We use several different kinds. We don't really have a preference. Just make sure you use some sort of scent protection.
Yes.
And then something else you're going to need is some way to conceal yourself. So if you're bow hunting, you're going to have to get on top of the trail. So you're going to have to either pick a ladder stand or some sort of ground blind. There's a video we put out a couple weeks ago about how to place your ladder stand and what we look for when we go and put one of those up. So make sure you check that out.
Yep, I'll put a little link like probably right about here. Make sure you click on it and check it out.
That'd be great. A ground blind, I've never hunted out of a ground blind. I just don't feel like you can see really well around it. I may try one later in the year to see how I like it. I have a friend that has one. I'm going to borrow it. Something else you can use is our background is just a piece of cloth. You can buy these at Walmart. They're camoed and they've got some cutouts in them. They make a burlap one too. I've used these with some sticks and cover that helps hide yourself on the ground. I use them in the tree stand, especially when the kids were younger because they like to swing their feet. And we'll cover at some point hunting with young kids too, give you some ideas on how to entertain them and keep the deer from seeing them. So a ground blind, a tree stand. If you're hunting with a rifle, you have a lot more range. So you can just work your way back into the woods and get behind a downed tree or some brush, someplace you have a good side of an open field or some trails, but that you're still concealed. I've taken all the girls, I've got 4 of them, I've taken them all hunting at one time. We just built a ground blind out of some brush and we drug that thing up and we built this big blind and we put chairs out, folding chairs, and sat back there and read books and whittled sticks and waited for the deer to come out. Something else you're going to want and you're going to need is a good hunting knife, and a good solid fixed blade. Make sure it's sharp. Definitely a hunting knife.
Yeah. And then probably most importantly, make sure you have a place to hunt. Whether that be public land or maybe your buddy's got some place, but just make sure you got a place to go. And we put out a video last week on how we use Base Map to find places to go. I'll put a link right here for you. Make sure to check it out. It's very useful. It's got a lot of other things that you can do on there too besides just look at places to hunt. Yeah, and that's the end of the video. So go ahead and like and subscribe. Turn those notifications on so you know when we're going to be posting next. Throw a comment down below and tell us some of the gear that you use. We'd really like to know. And then keep an eye out for this next video. In a couple weeks, we're gonna have a video coming out on our antelope hunt in Wyoming. So keep an eye out for that. It's gonna be a really fun video.
Right. Look for that.